We're back to making fun of the Cleveland Browns as we're on Stefanski getting fired watch. We're on Shedeur Sanders watch. We're keeping an eye on that little Hawaiian leprechaun, but we got some big news today. A bombshell dropped today, and then there's little impacts from the bomb dropping that we got to cover as well. Before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now because we're keeping you in the loop with these quarterbacks of the Cleveland Browns, or hopefully quarterback here soon, because this has been a crazy ride this whole summer, this whole season, unpacking the news, seeing what they're saying about the coaches and everything else. We're making fun of Stefanski. We're making fun of Barry. We're making fun of leadership, making fun of the Browns every single day. Click that button. Stop missing out. Big news dropped today. We're feeling very good. We're on a high from Sunday, even with a loss here. And we got a little promotion here for Shedeur Sanders. He's now going to be a starter for the rest of the season.
I think all along, Mary Kay, as you know, with our quarterbacks and our young players, you're always making sure that you're making the right decisions for our guys. And I think he has constantly and consistently gotten better in each one of these games and how he's approached this game. He's been working very hard, so I feel good about where his development is heading. He knows there are always going to be plays that he can be better and those type of things, but he's very intentional about getting better each and every game he's out there.
But Stefanski's not taking ownership. He's not taking the L, and he's not letting us know why. He did not practice Shedeur throughout the offseason. Why on Dillon Gabriel? He's not having it.
Kevin, hi. Was it a mistake not to start Shedeur earlier?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into those type of things, Tony. I'm obviously focused on what's in front of us.
About the second 2-point conversion, Batonio said after the game, you guys were repping that play back in Philadelphia. I remember seeing it myself. But the fact is, Judkins was not with you in Philadelphia. So did he get reps Friday on that play?
He did.
How'd he do?
We ran the play. So, Tony, bottom line is we'll always look at things that we can do better, but I trust our guys. We work hard during the week to rep plays that we may play, that you may show in the game. But that was not the issue there.
Okay. Thank you.
Where are the haters at now? Where are they? What can you say? Oh, they lost to Tennessee. It was against Tennessee. Oh, the interception. Oh, the snap. Oh, this, all that. No, you got to get his flowers. You got to give it up. You got to give it up. He had a good game. He's got a promising future.
Rez, I wanted to know, did the flowers I sent you be delivered last night? No? Congratulations, and congratulations to Shedeur. Outstanding game.
Oh,
outstanding game.
Tone, we'll get there in a minute, Tone. Let me just stick on Stefanski for a minute.
He won. The Browns lost.
Yeah.
If they would have made this a legit competition off the rip in camp, where would we be at now? That is the question. Where would we be at now with his development? He is ramping up, and I expect him to develop more throughout the rest of the season, and you're going to see a more polished Shedeur Sanders.
Shedeur looked great. It's so obvious that all the kid needs is game reps, let alone practice reps. Let him play the damn games. All I know is they should have had this kid in from the beginning of the year. God knows where they'd be right now. Where'd he be right now? His development. What you're watching right now is a field general. Kid is a leader. You could tell in an instant when he's on the field. He's playing behind a bad O-line. And as I said, he needs more games rep. He looked better than Cam Ward. Come on. Give me a break. 10 times better. By the way, he can hit a big play. Pinpoint elite accuracy on some of those passes. Now, did he make a bad throw? Sure he did. Threw a pick. So did Cam Ward. Did he miss a couple open guys? Yes, but he missed less open guys. And his footwork's a mess, and he pats the ball, but that's him. Doesn't matter. He put that ball, the throw to Njoku was throw and catch of the year. His throw to Judy was a thing of beauty. His throw down the sidelines to Harold Fannin was right on the fingertips. Insane. I don't know about the Browns, but I want to see more of this kid, and I'm ready to bring him back next year. Dillon Gabriel, I don't know what their plans are for him.
Remember, when big media changes their stance, they were not on him to begin with. They were more on Dillon Gabriel. Remember that. Remember Mina. Remember everybody else. They were not on the train like us. They are just posers. Don't let big media off the hook.
I'm very apprehensive of moving on from Gabriel too quickly for Sanders for a couple of reasons. Mainly, first of all, what we saw in the preseason. Gabriel pretty dramatically outplayed him. And the way
he threw a pick six!
Is a big part of why.
No, he did not dramatically outplay him.
He has a quick release. He can play point guard. That's what they want for this offense, right? This is a defensive-led team. There's no doubt.
Shedeur as a starter next year is what we want. And that's what you want as a Browns fan, because it's going to cost you all the draft picks to trade up for Mendoza. His salary is going to be higher. Still going to have Watson on the payroll. You're looking at Shedeur, 5th-round pick, 5th-round contract, at least for now. You got 2 first-round picks to build around him. Wide receiver, offensive line, it all needs fixed. Imagine him playing with a team that's fixed instead of having Mendoza with a team that's not fixed.
You wouldn't take a Watson Sanders quarterback, Shedeur starting with Deshaun, his veteran backup? I would. Chris, would you take that?
Riz, I would.
Yeah.
And I admit, I can't believe I'm saying it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
to build a roster, if we're talking about getting more young people, it will kill you to cut them.
You can't do it.
He outplayed the number 1 pick in the draft. He outplayed Cam Ward. The discussion of him versus Dillon Gabriel is over with. And now it's like him versus Bo Nix, him versus J.J. McCarthy, him versus Caleb Williams, him versus Jordan Love. We are approaching that territory. The rookie talk, the 5th-round pick talk, him being just a 5th-round pick, that is over now.
I know he lost the game, but he outplayed the number 1 pick in the draft yesterday.
He did. Yes, he did.
Okay, what else do you want from this kid?
Do you think if they, I would say this though, Dale, just devil's advocate, if you swap the quarterbacks, so Cam Ward goes up against, his Tennessee defense and Shedeur goes up against Myles Garrett, what does that look like?
I don't know. Our defense was not very good yesterday.
Yeah.
And he still outplayed him.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The reason the Titans won was not because of Cam Ward. It was because the Browns could not stop Pollard and the Titans on the ground. They gave up nearly 200 yards rushing yesterday. That's why the Browns lost that game. It wasn't because Cam Ward went out there and played well, because I didn't think Cam Ward played well at all, quite frankly.
He had some big third downs. I think you're shortchanging Cam a little bit. I thought I thought he had a nice touchdown.
Well, it's nice to know you're blown away by a guy who completed 50% of his passes for just under 120 yards. Okay.
Daryl,
those are Dillon Gabriel numbers, my man.
Got your ass. Got you,
I
buddy boy.
I didn't see Carson Schlesinger running around that Tennessee defense. I don't know, Daryl. I don't think it was exactly the same fight there.
I agree with Daryl. Daryl got you.
Tennessee came in with one of the bottom 5 defenses in the league. The Browns were number 2.
Well, Tennessee came in as the worst team in the league, and the Browns still found a way.
That's true.
Tony Pollard is still running. Nobody has tackled Tony Pollard yet. I saw him going down 90.
He's running all the way back to Nashville.
My God.
Nobody had Dillon Gabriel in the top 100 outside of Stefanski, Barry, and this bunk-ass team. Nobody had him. Nobody had him. So what's their excuse? And nobody's owning it. Nobody's owning it. Nobody had Dillon Gabriel marked this good to be drafted in top 100. Why did he get all these reps? Why did he get all this opportunity? Why did we waste all this time?
This is what makes the Browns look terrible. Because I don't think it looks terrible that they didn't start Shedeur week 1 when we've gotten into those discussions. But it does look really bad that you drafted Dillon ahead of him. You gave him first priority. He wasn't ready
I'm gonna agree with you on this.
For football.
Yeah.
Shedeur was more ready for football. And you told everybody.
Yeah.
This is the thing. When people would get mad at me or Albert Breer or any of the reporters saying that there was this chasm between the two quarterbacks, well, it's because the Browns were telling everybody that. And then, by the way they operated, they were telling everybody that. So it was the Browns that planted that seed. And so, yeah, I ran with it. I made the mistake of trusting the Browns on that. And it's obvious to everybody that Dillon Gabriel was not ready, that Shedeur was more ready, and that, oh, by the way, Shedeur has way more talent.
Because I don't believe that there's a chance at all that Dillon Gabriel would have got us back from 14 down. I don't think there's any chance at all. And I don't think that's tough to say.
Stefanski is a poor-ass leader, and we will never see him hold accountability in front of the camera, in front of the microphone, in press conferences. He'll try to play Bill Belichick, but the thing about this, Bill Belichick won. He won. He built dynasties. You're doing the complete opposite in devastating fashion, in meme fashion, to where, like, it's atrocious, where we can make jokes. I typed in Shedeur Sanders yesterday. We went down the tweets. Half of it is making fun of Stefanski. It does not work. It looks like you're hiding from us, and you're hiding your mistakes. That's lack of leadership, lack of accountability.
What was supposed to happen on that last 2-point conversion?
Yeah, not going to get into all the specifics, Jeff, but obviously it did not go as we thought it would.
Did you make that call or did Tommy?
Yeah, I make every call. Why would you take him off? Yeah, it's a 2-point play. Didn't come through on our first 2-point play. Got to the second 2-point play. We didn't come through, but that's on me.
Was that play call yours or Tommy's?
I'm responsible for all of it.
No, I thought you turned over play calling duties. Now, it's been reported, Mary Kay, I need you to call. I need you to let us know. Jump in the chat. Because it was reported that he turned the play calling over to Tommy Reese, right? Isn't that the OC? So I know everything's on you, and you don't want to get into it. Get into it. What went into your thinking that when Shedeur Sanders had led you back from 14 down, he had led you back, what went into the decision to take him off the field and potentially have someone else throw a 2-point conversion? What went into your decision, Coach Stefanski?
Hold on. Not only have someone else throw the 2-point conversion, have someone else throw the 2-point conversion that wasn't your quarterback, that was on fire like he was playing NBA jams. Hold on, Unc. A play like that in college, I understand it.
Yes.
I understand it because they don't see it coming. In the NFL, it's not working. That's a play for the movie The Longest Yard. Or maybe on Thanksgiving you're in the goddamn turkey bowl. That's what it's for. Or maybe the movie Waterboy. That's when you run a play like that. Not with a game on the line that you're actually trying to win and compete. Like, what are we doing? Unc, I swear for God, on my mama, rest in peace, I had to call 2 of my former coaches to get a better perspective on what they were doing, because you've been a head coach. Please explain to me. You've been in that position before. If that was you, why do you call a play like that? And of course, they wouldn't give me an answer. They wanted to keep it PC. Like, come on, man. Well, first of all,
you should have been in that situation because you should have kicked the PAT to begin with. Why the hell you go for 2 on the first PAT? You're only down 14. You're down an even number. So why the hell are you going? Why are you going for 2 on the first PAT? If you just kick it, now you're down 7. Now you don't have to chase the second point. That's what makes no sense to me. Nothing. First of all, it didn't make sense. Who he started, he went with Flacco. Okay, fine. They said Dillon Gabriel, they drafted him in the 3rd round. Okay, whatever the case may be. We can't go back in time, undo what's already done. But moving forward, the guy gives you a great opportunity to win. A great opportunity. He's playing his ass off. And you undercut him by taking him off the field. You undercut him by going for 2 when it's unnecessary. So I'm just trying to figure out, and I don't want to use the word sabotage, but I will say I'm trying to understand your rationale and your thought process, what goes into going for 2 the first time when you're only down 14, you kick the PAT, you're down 7. Okay, now you're down 8 because you didn't get the first PAT. I mean the first 2-point conversion. So now you're down 8, you got to go for it. What goes into a rationale? After you see what your quarterback has done, why would you take him off the field? And as somebody that doesn't play the position, are you really trusting someone that hasn't thrown a pass to throw a pass in that situation, in that moment, at that juncture of the game? You really want to do that, Ocho? Is that really what you want to do, chat? Hell no.
he wouldn't say Shedeur's name for the longest time. He wouldn't reference him. He makes these weird decisions. He won't own up to it. He won't speak to it. He won't give us why. He just thinks he's the coach. Whatever he does needs to happen, but there's no accountability to his mishaps.
I don't need a computer to tell me what my team is doing at the current moment. And a computer would have told me leave Shedeur. If a computer would have said, oh, no, taking Shedeur Sanders out at the end of the game and running a Wildcat was a good idea on the two-point conversion, I would have thrown the computer out the window. Why would you walk away from a hot quarterback at the end of the game? I'm like, it's real. Hopefully by noon I can let this thing go. But I'm still burning from that yesterday.
You shouldn't let that thing go.
Well, I mean, I just don't want to sit here and harp on the same story over and over. I just don't get it. I don't understand why you would walk away from that. And, Jeff, it's the same feeling I used to get with Nick Chubb. Exactly the same thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm irritated, the next day about it. And the other problem is you can't go to the podium every time and say it's on us. We have to do better. At some point, it is on you, and you're going to lose your job. I can see firing that off once a year. It's every game.
Stefanski should have been fired months ago. He should not be here right now. He should have been fired months ago. Like, he shouldn't be here right now, like in this moment. Like, he shouldn't have been able to give us the press conference that Shedeur's the starter. Like, that is some grace right there. Like, Shedeur being named a starter by Stefanski still. Like, Schwartz should be the coach right now.
You should look at Jim Schwartz right now for the final 4 games. I don't know what they're thinking. Kevin's gone. God, if they bring him back, I don't care what the reports are, folks. If they bring Kevin Stefanski back, this is going to be an unmitigated disaster again next year. It is. And I have nothing personal against the man. I wish him the best. His time is come and gone.
The reason why you can't be critical on Shedeur, Tony, is because you ain't real about it. I'm critical. I'll lead in some videos with some criticism. But the thing about this, there's a difference between criticism and there's different between hate, because I'm talking about in terms of room of improvement. Like, if this gets fixed, watched out. If this gets fixed, watched out. That's what we're talking about here. And embracing it as well. Also talking about the good, giving the flowers when it needs to happen. That's why you can't say the criticism, because it ain't real. You got to be real about it. You can't just be negative and be looking for the negative and just only harp on the negative when it's there. That's how you're getting that hate, because I can deliver criticism. I led yesterday with a little bit of criticism. I led the Ravens game with the criticism. Even after what Shedeur said, I said, hey, he even said it himself, blah, 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 blah. I've said it. It is what it is. We're going to move on. This is what we saw. This is what we need to do. And this is what we need to go going forward. And this is how we need to develop.
Man, I loved Shedeur yesterday. I still hate his fans. I can't stand him. You're not allowed to be critical of anything. He didn't do anything wrong yesterday. Like, we thought he was great. There are things to work on. He even said so.
You pointed it to the interception. That's kind of the point where you can look, but it wasn't just that. The fumble afterwards was Sampson, and then the block punt came after that as well, because after the interception, here are the Tennessee possessions. 2 plays, 38 yards, and a touchdown, right? Because the interception was returned pretty decently, and we can't play any sort of run defense at all, right? So then 6 plays, 20 yards, they punted. 3 plays, 8 yards, and a touchdown because we fumbled the ball away. They had a field goal for 4 plays for 6 yards. They had 3 plays, 0 yards. They had 3 plays, 0 yards. They didn't do anything after the interception offensively. They were just put in tremendous field position that they were allowed to score those points and win the game.
Yeah, I just looked. The interception was so costly because if he's driving, if he doesn't make the back-breaking mistake there, do they score in 2 plays? No. Even if we punt the ball, you're playing field position. You're making Cam have to go the distance.
I don't agree with you, but I agree with you in that sense, because when I look at what they did offensively, if we just don't give them the ball inside the 20 and inside and 38 yards away, right, they win the game, because they weren't doing anything on offense after that, other than they had gassed you running. Pollard had killed you running, but the special teams and the turnovers were the big kill.
But the main thing here is Stefanski is still hiding from the media. He's still scared to confront the media and say what happened or what's happening, not taking ownership. I hope the NFL sees this. But the thing about this, I was thinking about this when they were talking practice reps this, practice reps that after the Ravens game on Shedeur. And they were gaslighting us. They had big backup quarterback come in and say, hey, we're not supposed to get the reps. We're not supposed to get the reps. And they're all shitty backup quarterbacks like Luke McCown, Chase Daniels, trying to be content creators. And they're just trying to tell you that. Doesn't mean it's right, and doesn't mean you didn't need an extra reps because you guys sucked. But the thing about this, though, like they're just trying to get people divided. Like there was a lot bigger iceberg that we kept unpacking every day, and they only gave you the tip. And they're still just trying to give you the tip here, hiding from the media, trying to hide the exposure of Stefanski. They do not want bad things out on Stefanski. Like, he should be getting ripped apart right now. He should be getting ripped apart. And maybe in your eyes he is. But you got to understand, like, how bad this is. Like, he should be getting ripped apart right now in the media, left and right. Because this is a week in, week out thing. I mean, we got the 49ers game we just had. We just had this blunder. Now we got Shedeur balling out with what we saw with Gabriel, the practice reps and all that. And then we had the hate to divide us all with the practice reps, with Gabriel. And everybody's trying to say it's bogus, trying to call it conspiracy theory. Now this opens up. Now is it a conspiracy theory, guys? Was this a conspiracy theory? Big Browns, big NFL, big media, big ESPN. Where are you guys at on Stefanski here? Where are you guys at? Because it's not us versus Shedeur, haters versus Shedeur. It's not that. Because it's always the leadership. It's always the ones that are in control you got to look at. And you look at that narrative. Where's the heat at? Guys? Where's it at? There's a little bit. We're starting to get a little chatter from the Browns beat writers. But some of that got bubbled up to them from guys like us. I'm not going to say it's going to be just me. That's ignorance. That'd be narcissistic and stupid. I'm just a guy in a backwards hat. Sometimes it's dirty even. I ain't like that. But if we keep chattering, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, just getting it out there, a few of our clips, a few of our mentions will get bubbled up. And then when it gets bubbled up, the ESPN Cleveland, this place, that place, then that idea will get over here and then it'll get over here. So we got to keep mentioning this. This is not done. This is not done at all. We have to keep talking this up because we can't have them bring in another coaching staff that's crusty and dusty, because this is a crusty, dusty coaching staff. And we can't go in the offseason like that. With the 2 first-round picks, we cannot have some Mendoza sexuals coming in here. We can't have the Mendoza sexuals coming in here. This is the place for the Shedeur sexuals. No Mendoza sexuals are coming in here. We can't have Mendoza sexuals coming in, infiltrating Cleveland right now. We got our guy, we got our 2 first-round picks, and we don't have money to spend because we all got it on Deshaun Watson. He can be the backup, he can watch. He's getting paid to look. He can do that right now. But we got our money, we got our picks. Let's get it happening. Let me know what you think in the comments below and hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.